all the way down to the middle of your thighs is where you can hit. What happened to wrapping up and tackling people?
I tell you all the time about the time we.
And if you not man enough to go in there and tackle somebody, especially when they're not looking, I almost feel like you don't need to play football.
Now you questioning people's manhood.
Come on, man. What?
Come on, man. How you questioning a man's manhood?
Didn't you used to tackle?
Listen to me, man.
Didn't you used to tackle?
Man, I knocked dicks in the dirt in college, in high school, and in the National Football League. I was a hitter. But in 1998, when we're playing the Minnesota Vikings at the Pontiac Silverdome, and John Randall lines up in front of me, and I'm supposed to typically take my 3 steps back, engage in his chest with my chest or my face mask, and stop him. That's a stupid move for me against John Randall. He's a Hall of Famer now, you know. He outweighed me by 80 pounds. Okay, so what did I do? I dropped to my knees and cut his knees out.
Well, that's different, but
it's not different, Doug. It's the same thing. It's the decision that I made. It's not different.
It's very different because he could see you coming. These are plays which the guy catching the ball don't even see the player coming for their knees.
All right.
You were looking straight ahead at John Randall.
Right.
That's totally different than what I'm talking about with these 2 particular plays with Culpepper and with OBJ the other night.
Player goes low at OBJ just in case when OBJ catches the ball, if he spins and releases, if you come in his waist or his chest, you're going to miss him. You go at them legs, that's where he's going to have to move. You're taking him out. And that's all it's about, just taking him out. That's what it's about. And then, I'm not thinking I'm going to hurt his knees and ruin his career at that split second during a game.
What could you be thinking if you hit somebody in their knees when they're not looking?
Me eating depends on me bringing them down.
Right.
Me getting an A+ in the meeting room on Monday is determined by me and what I do in this instance. So if I go up high, I might get a minus. And minus is cost. Yeah, so I'm making a play that I think I need to make. Could he have tackled him high? Yes. In that particular instance, yes. I'm more mad about the preseason shot that he took versus if this was to happen in the regular season, I wouldn't question it at all. I wouldn't.
You're listening to the Ryan Stewart Show on the Two Live Stews Radio Network.
And again, that's just me, Doug. That's just me.
Well, I mean, it means a lot. You played in the league.
John Randall, I could have pissed my pants. Because he was supposed to be on the other side.
Uh-huh.
And when he comes up and he looks at me, he goes, "Ooh, you're going to have a long day, 42.
You seem like you're tormented about that because every time we get to this conversation, you bring that up.
But what am I supposed to do versus John Randall?
Like, what was going through your mind when you saw that you had to block John Randall coming off the edge?
He's about to make a highlight.
Right.
What can I do? 212 pounds, twisted steel. But 212 pounds versus 275 pounds of pure muscle and brute. He's a bad attitude kind of guy.
But I mean, y'all looking at each other.
Okay, I'm fine with that, man. Again, it's serious, though. It's serious. You got a decision to make, man, and your decision has to be about your safety and your well-being, and you making a play.
You're listening to the Ryan Stewart Show on the TwoLiveStewsRadio.com network.
Odell Beckham considering a $100 million insurance policy now because of this hit. Why you ain't had that before?
Right.
Why you had that before?
Yeah, if you haven't heard, he's now considering a $100 million insurance policy, probably through Lloyd's of London. They're like the only ones that does that, right?
They're the ones. Well, there's several people that do it, but because they've got a monopoly on the business, they have the best rates for the most part.
Story number 3. John Bones Jones is dirty, man. He's a junkie.
This hurts my heart.
We
get to know these guys, man. We get to know these guys because we cover the sports and we used to go to Vegas. And there's been times, man, where pretty much every Vegas weekend that we went on, the people that we talked to on Radio Row that weren't a part of the fight, I would typically see them out later on that night or that evening someplace having a drink or gambling or something, man. And I would say hello. I would play golf with these cats and stuff, man.
Right.
And it hurts because I like John Bones Jones, man. But he's a junkie.
He's a junkie.
He's a junkie.
We sound like James Evans, that episode of Good Times when he told JJ that Debbie Allen, she's a junkie, Junior.
She's a junkie.
All right, so this is what.
This hurts, man.
This is the question I asked to the listeners, and we were kind of going back and forth with it early on the Doug Stewart Show.
You think he's a cat, man? He keep going through lives like he's a cat.
You understand the culture of sports and performance-enhancing drugs. I'm sure maybe you didn't indulge, but you may know people. Can you get, like, addicted to performance-enhancing drugs like you do crack and cocaine and heroin, where you actually need it, you crave it.
It enhances your performance, so yes, you can get addicted to it. I'm a firm believer. I mean, I don't have this situation, but I know guys that do. There's cats that are addicted to these blue pills and these Cialises. They're addicted to it. You know why? Because it guarantees that they're going to get a hard PP. And sometimes if the situation isn't exactly right, as you get a little bit older in age, man, you might try to get that hard PP, and it goes nowhere.
Right.
So that's an addiction to those pills, yes. Yeah, man, there's an addiction to stuff that makes your body chiseled and rocked up, that gives you stamina like you're fighting in a 15-round fight versus a 5-round fight. That's addictive.
But he can't be this stupid.
Well, no.
Do you think, what's the chances that they come back and find out that his sample was contaminated?
This is what's sad,
he
man.
Can't be this stupid,
this
right?
This is what's sad, man. Because he's failed. All right, you know what? Stop. Name a fighter that's probably never failed one. Let's just say McGregor's never failed one.
Uh-huh.
He never failed one before.
Right.
If he's never failed one before, he gets random tested 5 times a month anyway. Anyway.
Right.
5 times anyway. But since you failed one, you're probably getting tested 12 to 15 times a month.
Mm-hmm.
So you know you're going to get tested, man.
So what's your thought then? What do you think happened here? Do you think he actually did it knowing he was going to fail?
He's a junkie.
He's a junkie.
He's a junkie. He's a junkie, man. Or, if it was one of those things where it's like a creatine or something, or HGH or something that's more common.
Yeah, but he's got the story talked about him having his own nutritionist and whatnot.
I was just about to blame it on the nutritionist.
Right.
The nutritionist tried something funky that they shouldn't have tried.
What? He got to die.
Okay, right. But it's not the nutritionist, man. He's a junkie. He thinks he needs that to be able to be at the top of his game, man.
Knowing he's going to fail a drug test.
That's all I can come up with, sir. This is his 3rd or 4th strike. Yeah, so.
Suspended for a year?
He just got back from being suspended for a year, Doug. So the next suspension has to be longer than a year, right?
Oh, yeah.
You just don't slap him with another year suspension.
Right.
So at what cost are you willing to risk being John Bones Jones? Because you got to stick a needle in your boogie? No, man. No.
Wow.
These cats don't get it, man.
I just find it hard to believe that you would risk. It's not even a risk. It's a guarantee you're going to fail a test.
Well, it's not a guarantee.
You think maybe they think that they can mask it or whatever?
Yes, it's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee.
I don't get it.
Cats beat the system. And I want to say something too, man. I want to put it on the record.
And you're listening to the Ryan Stewart Show.
Looking back at the NFL career I had that spanned 5 years, and I was injury riddled, I was off with steroids, man. People told me where I could get steroids if you want to get out of the tub. And I'm like, nah, man, my mama can't find out that no way I can fail a test. And they call my mama and tell her I'm on steroids, man. That can't happen.
Right.
And they're like, hey, man, she not going to find out. Yeah, the odds of you failing are slim to none, Stu. But it's your call. Nobody was forceful with it. Like, okay, dude, I'm not telling you who told me to come and talk to you, but I think I got something you might want to try.
Right.
What is it? No, it's an antibiotic steroid. Oh, nah, I'm good. But, dude, you've been injured the last 2 months. Nah, I'm good. Looking back at it, man, I should have took him. I'm sorry. If that could have given me an extra $8 million somewhere, or extra $6 million.
Extra $8 million would be nice.
Right! Then we're not in the situation we're in right now if I would have done that back then.
So, let's stop right there. So if you would have got $8 million, how much would you have given me?
We'd have a corporation now, man. Two Live Stews would have never been able to be stopped if I had $8 million. Yeah, we would have been up and running the next day with a great studio and cameras and everything, doing what you're doing right now. I need to have another come to Jesus moment real quick, man.
Right.
I want to apologize, man.
Apologize for what?
After they walked our ass out of that building, man, like a week later, you called me and you suggested this idea, what you're doing right now, man.
Yeah.
Shut up! Shut up and let me talk to my brother! Shut up!
Oh, they're very unruly.
Shut up!
They're very unruly.
Shut up. If I would have considered it, man, our listenership probably would have maintained.
Right.
Instead of doing what we did, which was
took a long 2-year gap.
People got other stuff to do and other people to listen to.
Do you remember? And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, and I'm not going to trip off of that. You remember? We talked about this yesterday when we were doing the interview with BP.
Well, and if I wouldn't have taken that 2-year hiatus.
Do you
then
remember?
I would be half the golfer that I am now. So it's all that bad. I mean, wait. Excuse me. I didn't say that out loud, did I?
Do you remember when we were in Vegas one time? We were playing golf with JT the Brick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whenever we went out there, he would call us up. He would know we were in town.
I know where you're going with this, man.
He took us and played golf.
Yep.
And one thing he told us, man, he was like, listen, this business is up and down. A bit of advice.
He's been fired like 10 times.
Right. A bit of advice I tell you guys is if when you're out of job, when you're out of work, you need to do whatever you need to do to keep your names out there.
Stay relevant.
Because out of sight, out of mind applies more so in radio than anything else.
Quick.
And these people will forget about you quick.
Quick. In a heartbeat. Yeah, he's talking about you. You can boo all you want. Shut up. Shut up. It's the truth.
And so the internet has been a godsend, though.
That's good.
But
good.
if we would have jumped on it much earlier, we would have been further along.
So,
but I mean, that's neither here nor there.
That's neither here nor there, man.
Yeah.
That's neither here nor there.
I tell you what, we're going to take a quick little break now, man.
I hate when you end on sully notes like that.
Hell, I mean, it's okay. Guy got a plan.
So when you win this money, man, how big is your house going to be?
Oh, I'm buying an island, first of all. Like, my house will be the island.
The island.
I mean, it'll be probably a couple acres long and wide.
Instead of spending about $80 million on one house, man, I'm going to spend about $10 million on 8 houses. I can't wait.
Oh, so you're going to spread them out?
Yes, every part of the world I want to be in, I'm going to have a home, a nice home.
You need to make sure, if you want to do it by the record, you need to get online on the PayPal account.
All right. I'll do it right now.
And donate your $6.50.
I'll do it during the break.
So you got your hand in the pot with the Doug Stewart Show and the 2 Live Stews Radio Network and with the family.
Yes.
What do I need to do to be part of the family thing?
Just get you some tickets on your own. Yeah,
That's it.
We didn't do a pool. Everybody just individually.
But I need to reply in the text chain.
That's just me personally. No, you good, man. Yeah, I'm gonna break bread with you, man.
I need it. I could really use $800 million right now. Back in 3 minutes, the Ryan Stewart Show.
Light up on the wall, can you see it? As the people fall from an AK-47, spraying down the hall. Oh, this screaming, this act is so inhuman. This must be living in a nightmare. Oh, yeah. If you can see what I see, yeah, we're living in a nightmare. Oh, yeah. If you can see what I see, yeah, we're living in a nightmare. Oh, yeah. If you can see what I see, yeah, we're living in a nightmare. Oh, yeah. If you can see what I see, yeah, we're living in a nightmare. My things won't die, so man, won't die, so man. Your dreams, my things won't die, so man. Why would you wanna be right when what's wrong is what's right? In my darkness is light, I have you shining so bright. I give you power and hoes, flashy cars and the clothes, couple pounds of this drone. If you want it, let's go, let's get this money, money. I see you looking at the money, money. You bowing down to this money, money. You're doing something strange for the piece of change. We're living in a nightmare. Oh, yeah. If you can see what I see, yeah, we're living in a nightmare. Oh, yeah. If you can see what I see, yeah, we're living in a nightmare. Oh, yeah. If you can see what I see, yeah, we're living in a nightmare. Oh, yeah. If you can see what I see, yeah, all I see is bloodthirsty politicians, ultimate